ask you something. If you stopped working today, how long would your life actually run on autopilot? Most high-income professionals don't actually want more money. They want to say yes to the right opportunities, no to the wrong ones, and never feel financially trapped again. But here's the truth. You don't get autonomy by accident. You get it through design. And today I'm breaking down the framework that helps you do exactly that. This is the same process that I coach physicians on, and it's the same process that I use in my own life and will be applying to my 2026 financial strategy. Here's a question that nobody actually ever asks high income earners. Why do you want more money? Take a second. Really think about it. Because most people will say, I want to feel secure. I want breathing room. I just don't want to feel behind. But what they're actually craving is margin. Margin is the space between your life and your limits. And that margin shows up in three forms: time margin, not feeling rushed or overextended; money margin, not needing every single paycheck; and emotional margin, not living in a chronic state of stress or obligation. So if I asked you which you're currently lacking the most, which would you say? Okay, I'm going to think about it. You think about it as well. And if you want to, you can put it in the comments and let's have a discussion about it. So whichever one you chose, this framework builds margin on purpose instead of waiting for life to magically give it to you. And you definitely want to stay until step 4, because I will reveal a secret that leaks thousands of dollars without you even knowing it. And the first step in this framework is neutralizing your financial pressure points. Autonomy doesn't just start with earning more money. It starts with removing the things that drain you. And honestly, if you watch my 2025 mistakes video, this is one of the things that I have experienced in 2025. So these pressure points are anything in your financial life that is creating ongoing stress. It could be high fixed expenses, debt payments that eat up your cash flow, no real savings buffer, or lifestyle commitments and structures that actually don't feel aligned with what you desire for your life and its operations. So you have to remember that you can't build freedom on top of instability. You stabilize first, always. It means lowering or right-sizing your monthly burn, eliminating or automating your biggest stressors, reestablishing your emergency cushion so you stop making fear-based decisions, because once pressure goes down, that clarity, it goes up. And clarity is where autonomy starts. The second step is to build your autonomy fund. Not just an emergency fund. If you only save for emergencies, your money will only ever protect you from the bad things. But what if it could create good things? Your autonomy fund is that pool of money that exists for one purpose: to expand your choices. And y'all know I am all about choices. So this isn't your retirement account. This isn't your rainy day fund. This is the fund that makes moments like this possible. Taking a lower stress job, leaving a toxic work environment, taking unpaid time off to think, funding a pivot or starting something new, and saying no when your gut just tells you to say no. So ask yourself, as you enter into 2026, what would I do differently if I had 3 months of autonomy saved? Not just emergencies. What about 6 months? What about 1 year? What decisions would you stop outsourcing to fear? That's the power of autonomy savings. Now, step 3 is to multiply your freedom through ownership. The truth is, you don't buy autonomy. You build it through ownership. And ownership is anything that earns money even when you're not actively working. For high income professionals, ownership is your exit from the trap of needing every paycheck. Now, this could look like investments in the stock market. It could look like equity in your business, real estate, digital assets, or high ROI skill building that increases your leverage. Ownership equals leverage, and leverage equals space, and space equals autonomy. So where in your life are you still renting your freedom? Where could ownership unlock that next layer of safety and opportunity for you? And once you've figured that out, once you've started to create ownership, then you have to do step 4, which is optimize what you own. You might actually already have enough to create this autonomy, but perhaps it just isn't working efficiently or as efficiently as it could. And this is the most slept on step for high income earners. Before you chase bigger investments, better accounts, or advanced strategies, ask yourself, am I actually maximizing what I already have? Let me give you some examples of optimization. You can have optimization of your business, ensuring that your processes are running smoothly, that you are generating new leads, utilizing AI to help you to do all of the tasks that need to be done so that you can get more money into that business account. Optimization looks like eliminating duplicate expenses. If you have YouTube TV that gives you ESPN, Disney Plus, I think I'm speaking to myself here, Disney Plus that also gives you some of those features, eliminate one of them. Those small recurring expenses add up. You could also do this by negotiating recurrent bills, refinancing high interest loans, especially now that interest rates are dropping. This one is a must. Lowering insurance premiums without lowering your protection, fixing poor account structure, like what investments are in what accounts and how can you maximize your accounts? Are you using high yield savings accounts for your emergency fund? Streamlining your spending categories. Do you actually need all of the dining out services, the food delivery, or is there another way that you can maximize the value of what you already have? Using the right credit cards for your lifestyle and eliminating unnecessary credit cards that you don't use that are just recurring fees. Consolidating old 401ks so that it eases the burden of having to look into different places and risk forgetting about your 401k. Adjusting your withholdings so that you don't have to pay as much to the IRS come tax season or get a large tax refund and have given the IRS a 0% interest loan. It could also look like tax optimizing your retirement contributions so that you're purchasing the correct asset in the correct account. Most people leak hundreds or thousands a month without realizing it. Optimizing what you have creates free money you can redirect to those goals that actually matter. And this step quietly accelerates everything else. And step 5 is align your future with your core values. Most people build a financial life that they can afford, not a financial life that they actually want. So this step is where everything becomes personal because autonomy is not about being able to do everything. It's about being able to do what matters. And your core values are the GPS. So you want to ask yourself, what do I want my life to feel like? What do I want more of? What do I want less of? What would an aligned, sustainable, joyful life look like for me? And if your money doesn't reflect your values, it will always feel like you're working against yourself. So your financial plan should look like a love letter to your future self. And in fact, this is what I'm going to write to my 2026 self. As I mentioned in my 2025 mistakes video, that I filled my plate too full. Now, as I'm accomplishing my 2026 goals, I want to make sure that they are aligned with what I truly desire. Let me know if you all are doing this step, but this is going to be a critical change in how I'm pursuing goals from this year forward. And lastly, you want to envision the transformation. Imagine a life that you aren't making decisions from fear, that your money actually gives you the options that you desire. Your schedule includes rest, margin, and joy. Work is a choice, not an obligation. And you're designing your life intentionally, not reactively. This framework is the bridge from high income to high autonomy. And that is where most high income professionals actually want to be. As you are creating your 2026 goals, use this framework as your guide. And if you want the PDF version of all of these questions and more, then I want you to leave a comment below and we will add the link to the show notes. Now, 2025 was great. I accomplished a lot, but 2026 is going to help me to build the autonomy, the rest, and the joy that I missed in 2025. And if you want that too, then subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and share this with a friend who needs to go from high income to high autonomy. And I want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.